everyone, I'm Candace, and you can find me at eclecticcoach.com. I do personal coaching. I do intuitive transformational coaching where I help you tap into your own intuition. We do readings. We do an intuitive journey together, contacting your angels and guides for direction and healing. And I also help you stay accountable for following through on the guidance that you receive when you work with your higher self and these beings of light. A lot of times we get instructions and guidance, however, it's hard to always follow through on it. And so as your intuitive coach, I help you stay the course and continue on your path towards greater fulfillment and happiness. And I only do that 1 or 2 days a week. I like to do a lot of prep work for it. And I also do course completion coaching. So if you've bought an online course, one of the things I notice is that people need support, people need encouragement, people need some structure. When we are self-directed learners, we need that kind of accountability and support in order to not only follow through and finish the course that we've already spent all this money on, but to actually apply it in a way that's useful and meaningful to us. So check out my site, eclecticcoach.com, and book an appointment if that's something that you're interested in. So I want to talk today about healing. So I was doing some videos in the last recording, and I was thinking about what I'm going to talk about next, and I heard healing, and I didn't know what that meant, and I was like, okay, and it's been quite a few days since I got that message that I was going to be doing a video about healing, but I wanted to talk about a interesting experience that I had, a kind of odd experience, and it's related to healing, and maybe it can help you too. And I'm wearing this color in honor of the Arcturians. So I was listening to the Path 11 podcast, and this guy, Gene Eng, I think it is. So it's Gene, and then the last name is Ang. He does the Arcturian healing method, and I just thought, that's so interesting. And I had recently met somebody else who said that they have a lot of dreams about being taken up into this large ship, and I've never considered myself to be like into aliens, or it just, I don't know, I don't want to be like an alien conspiracy theory, like I don't, yeah. And however, I did have a really intense experience come through my art, and I'm going to be making a video about that. However, I think I am also going to not have any comments in this video or the other one. I just, I'm really working on opening up my throat chakra. I believe in many past lives I was burned as a witch, hung as a witch, buried as alive as a heretic. And so I brought forth a lot of religious fear and angst, and I've had people in my life, some very well-meaning, good people, loving people, also kind of spazzy, scary, religious, zealot type people in my experience, and that has been a theme for me that I've had to do a lot of healing around. I'm still in process, and so as it relates to healing, that's something important to know, is that we have these themes that reoccur in our lives, and we think, oh, I'm done with that, I've already learned that, I've already healed that, I'm past that. And then it resurfaces sometimes, and then we've got more healing to do. And what we learn and what we gather and how we develop through our own healing journey, we then have to offer to other people. And so I've heard it called your oversoul. So, for example, some people might have issues with addiction or codependency, or which are kind of one and the same. And they're kind of the reverse of one another, or obesity, or they've had reoccurring issues around race. It's not always some sort of pathology. It's just a reoccurring theme in your life that has presented its own set of struggles and also gifts, because you meet other people on the path, and we learn and we grow and we share what we know, and we share our experience with others, our experience, strength, and hope, and then that helps other people. And so we are going through this theme together. So one of the things I want to talk about is my experience with the Arcturians. So I had been listening, sorry if I'm all over the place, to the Path 11 podcast, which talks a lot about spirituality, and she just has different people on and talks about Reiki and different, I don't know, she talks about a lot of different things. And I really liked it. And this Gene, I think I'm pronouncing his name, Ang guy came on, and I thought, that's interesting. I don't know much about the Arcturians. I don't know. I've heard about Palladians. I don't know. So I went online one night, and I found this other video, which I will link both of these videos in the description box below. But it's called Preparation Arcturian Healing Chamber of Light. Are you ready for an upgrade? So I decided to try it. My roommate wasn't here, and I thought, I'm going to check out this healing and see if this is real or what happens. There's nothing, like, why not try? So I have this rock here. I think it's selenite. I don't know. And I just really like holding it. Something about it is just really super soothing, and it just feels good. I am also going to get some rainbow fluorite. That's also supposed to be a really helpful crystal in connecting with these other beings from other, I don't know if the word's dimension, if they're from other dimensions or extraterrestrials or what, but yeah. So I decided to listen to this, and I turned off all my electrical equipment. I just decided it's Friday night. I'm not going to go anywhere. I want to see what happens. And one of the interesting things is that from what I understand, and I'm not super familiar with working with them, I think that this might be something I start doing more of, because it did actually help me. I was having like some stomach problems and some issues like with my stomach, and I decided, okay, I'm going to do this healing thing, and I just listened to the meditation, and you invite them in. So from what I understand, they're supposed to be super respectful of your space, and you have to invite. You can't, they don't just like come in and start doing stuff. I don't know. I've heard like on TV a long time ago, or these alien abduction. I think that different ones do different things. I think that there are different races and different energy systems. I mean, there's so many different universes, and it's a big place out there. So it's entirely possible that there are these advanced beings that help us. And I personally believe that they're already here. And sometimes we can see them, some people can see them, and sometimes they can't. And I invited them in, and one of the things that I noticed in my experience was I could feel like presences in the room, like around my bed. And then I did the full meditation that I'm going to include in the link below. And I then turned off my phone completely, unplugged everything in the room. I'm not really sure how it works, but I think that there are electrical currents and things like that, excuse me, that that interfere with things. And I mean, there's definitely frequencies. Everything is energy. A calorie is a unit of energy. Our thoughts are energy, so everything's energy. So it makes sense that would be the case. And in my experience, I fell asleep and I ended up waking up, and my whole lower part of my body was just vibrating, very intensely. I've never had an experience like that before. And I got scared because I didn't know what it was. So I was just like, and I just started saying the Lord's Prayer again. Now, some people believe that aliens are really demons. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because what ended up happening is that very shortly thereafter, my stomach problems went away, and I didn't get a menacing presence. I didn't feel anything negative, and it felt like there were many people in the, not people, I don't think that they're people, but many presences in the room, like 5 or 6 or something like that. It wasn't just one. It wasn't doing anything negative. But I got spooked, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. And I felt like it was just very respectful, and it backed off. Okay. And so, if you're having some sort of healing issue, if you're a highly sensitive person, if you feel like you are, I feel weird even saying this, but from a different star system, or you're a reincarnated something from a different, maybe this might work for you, maybe call them in, and I'll link these in the description box. This isn't a very exciting story, I'm sorry. That's all that happened. I just woke up and my whole body was vibrating, from the waist, the waist down, and then it went away. My GI problems went away. It was having a lot of stomach pain and bloating and just not feeling good, and then it went away. I think that there are different layers of ourselves. We have different bodies. So we have our physical body, then we have an etheric body, we have an astral body, we have different layers of our body from what I understand. And so if you are sensitive to energy, especially, you got to do some energy management, some energy system integration management. And these resources might help you. And supposedly, and I don't want to see them yet. I'm not ready to see anything. I'm not ready to do that. That would creep me out bad. So, and I think that, and I've worked with different energies. So part of the reason I don't like working with people who've crossed over is I've noticed that they're not always super respectful of your space. Like, I had an experience once where I was at a hotel, actually, that was haunted, and they did ghost tours. We didn't go on the ghost tour, and I was giving a talk on guided imagery and guided visualization for, like, as a course that they have to take, a continuing education course for nurses and social workers. And I went to sleep finally. I was really nervous to give this talk, and I was in that space, right between sleeping and waking, and this energy, and it was a masculine energy. I could feel it, like, was all up in my face, just like up in my face. And then shortly thereafter, and I've never needed any sort of surgery. I've always had, like, really, really good health, generally speaking. And the next day, and I don't know if this was related or unrelated, but the next day I ended up in the emergency room because a cyst on my ovary had filled up with blood and then turned like the size of an orange and then twisted my fallopian tube and was sitting on my sciatic nerve. So, and that's the only big surgery that I've ever really needed. So, yeah. And I don't know if those things were related or what, but it was extremely, wow, is all I can say about that. So, I'm not really super into mediumship, per se. And that's happened before too, like they get up close in your face. Angels, however, they don't do that. I think in my next video, actually, I'm going to talk about my specific angel experiences. But I just wanted to share that with you about the Arcturians. That was my first experience with them. I will share more with you in the future, but try out these meditations. I want to say leave me comments. But I'm also kind of afraid to have people that I know commenting on my thing and like bringing up all kinds of fear. I don't really think that the fear thing is super helpful. Making everything that we don't understand bad and terrible, that's not helpful. That kind of fear, false evidence appearing real is the acronym for fear, is of a low vibration. And when you start vibrating on a low frequency, you're going to see lower vibrational frequencies show up in your experience. But I will say, before you do this work, I always like to, I did a clearing of the house before I did it. I said some prayers to clear the field so that I would feel comfortable. I still felt nervous, and I feel like they sensed that and they backed off. But it was a really interesting, like, physical sensation. And I really think that something was happening. But just raise your energy field so that whatever it is that you're picking up on, just like the radio, you can't be on 99.9 FM and get the music that's on 104.5 FM. You just, they're on different frequencies. And I think that adding fear and projecting negativity doesn't help anyone, and it puts you on the wrong channel. It's just that simple. So try it out and see what happens, and I may or may not have comments on my site. All right. talk to you soon. And I think in the next video I create, I'm going to be talking about my various, and I've had quite a few, angel experiences. All right, talk to you soon. Visit me at eclecticcoach.com, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I hope to see you. If you need personal coaching, I would love to support you in your journey. Visit me at eclecticcoach.com. Hit the notification bell if you would like updates on when I post. All right, talk to you soon.